Hey, what's up, guys? And a very happy. What is today? Today is Sunday, and I only know that because there's football on the TV above my head. I hope you guys are having a nice Sunday. At least the rain kind of sort of came to an end, kind of sort of, but not really. We kind of stuck with this mist through the later part of the afternoon, early into the evening, and that's not been cool. Because the mist has been creating some problems over the last couple of hours, just like that movie, The Mist. It's a good Stephen King movie if you've never seen it. It's got a fantastic ending. So if you've never seen The Mist by Stephen King, it's one of my guilty pleasures, I guess, is Stephen King movies. Most Stephen King movies I can watch over and over and over again, and they'll never get old to me. So yeah, but we had this mist through the course of the afternoon, and that really ended up being problematic across the Tennessee Valley because the roadways were never able to dry off. And we were kind of counting on the roads being able to dry off through the middle and later part of the afternoon before the colder air set into the Tennessee Valley. Now, I have been told that some of the roads are being treated this evening. I don't believe they're being treated anymore up across southern Middle Tennessee. I believe the trucks have been pulled off the roads in southern Middle Tennessee, and everybody else is just kind of being advised to stay off the roads in southern Middle Tennessee. But I know Madison County specifically is treating the roads. Meteorologist Emily Owen told me as she was leaving earlier that she passed a truck that was treating the roads. So hopefully conditions won't be too terribly bad across Madison County anyway. I know they're having some real problems over in northwest Alabama. We'll get to that in just a second. Ashley's watching from Moulton, Nea. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, Athens. And of course, Jared has to drive to the hospital in the morning. It could be an interesting commute in up and over the mountain. I'm kind of hoping to get home tonight. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But I'm hoping. It would be nice if I could get home tonight, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. Let's look at the radar, talking about a little bit of precipitation, a little bit of winter precipitation, specifically across northeast Alabama, as a matter of fact. Now, some of this is a little bit of ground clutter, but some of this is actually a little bit of snow and a little bit of freezing rain. We've had some reports of the lightest of light dustings showing up over in northeast Alabama, and then maybe a little bit of freezing rain showing up over in northeast Alabama as well. Ella's watching from Decatur. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for tuning in this evening. I greatly appreciate that. With the exception of a little bit of precipitation over in northeast Alabama, everybody else is dry. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're able to dry out, but we are at the very least dry. I think one of the problems that's going to continue to plague us into the overnight are the wet roadways. For example, I live in Owens Crossroads, and the cloud levels were incredibly low. So while the rain may have stopped, the mist never really came to a stop. And so that was kind of annoying because that means things are never going to be able to actually improve as we head into the overnight. Unless, of course, the crews are out treating, and maybe that'll bring a little bit of improvement. But at this point, I'm not entirely sure what even a little bit of improvement would look like. So we'll see what kind of happens as we head into the next couple of hours. We'll see if I actually manage to get to go home. Not sure if that's going to happen. These are current road conditions across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Emily is watching from Aniana. Wonderful. At least one of us gets to be home. Grant Daniel says it's 30 degrees and snowed for about 10 minutes. Did anything accumulate in that 10 minutes? I'm just curious. Maybe a dusting. Vicky says New Hope. Glenn says Meridianville. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate that. So icy roads across northwest Alabama, Lauderdale, Colbert, down into Franklin County. I saw the Colbert County EMA post a little while ago. Maybe it's been about an hour ago that I saw the Colbert County EMA post. Essentially, Colbert County is just simply closed. They said all of the roads in Colbert County are just deemed impassable from this point. So no driving in Colbert County, and frankly, you probably shouldn't even be driving in Lauderdale or Franklin counties either, much of Lawrence County also talking about. Talking about some icing conditions in Lawrence County, part of Limestone County. Emily says she also passed an ice scraper truck on 231 North. Well, that's actually very helpful information. I wish you would have told me that hours ago. Not even a dusting, says Daniel. Snowed for 10 minutes and you couldn't even squeeze a dusting out of it, but I guess it was 30 degrees. Angelia, I think I said that right, is watching from Albertville. I don't think anything exciting is going on in Albertville, but what about your roads? How are your road conditions over in Albertville? That would be useful information. Janice is watching from New Hope, home of the world's greatest barbecue. Icy conditions up across southern Middle Tennessee, both Giles and Lincoln counties. Now, for the time being, I know it's not highlighted there, but it can be safe to assume that we're talking about wet roadways everywhere else across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Do I think roads will clear by Tuesday? I do. They should begin to dry off. Some of us are going to begin to see the roads dry off as we head into the overnight. Some folks will begin to see the roads dry off as we head into Monday. Now, it's not necessarily going to warm up on Monday. Thank you so much, Dee. That's very kind of you. I really greatly appreciate that. Some of us are going to begin to see the roads dry off on Monday. We're going to be talking about some breezy conditions, and that should help dry the roads. But otherwise, yes, I do believe we will see some improvement. Roads are fine now. We had a ton of rain today. Yeah, they're fine now, but the ton of rain could end up plaguing you. But thanks for letting me know that they're fine now. That's actually very helpful. I really appreciate that information, so thank you so much. Glenn said, just got called from Northrop Grumman, as roads will be bad as work from home, as your manager will allow. And I guess if your manager doesn't allow work from home, do you just get the day off? I guess maybe I would hope that if you just get the day off, maybe you would hope your manager doesn't allow working from home. Roads in Ardmore are bad. Thank you so much for that, Corey. Yeah, I would fully anticipate that roads in Ardmore are probably not passable at this point. Folks in Ardmore, folks in Northwest Alabama, they have definitely seen their fair share of sleet and freezing rain over the last 24 to 36 hours. And they probably didn't get much improvement. I would imagine you didn't get a ton of improvement through the course of the day. Now, you probably got some rain today, and maybe that helped for a little bit of time, but otherwise, I would imagine you didn't get a ton. So I have this road conditions map, and these are current road conditions, but it really helps if y'all tell me how the roads are where you live, because I really need to know how accurate this map is. And again, I'm going to assume that it's accurate as far as the ice. It kind of lines up with the precipitation that we saw. And then everybody else would probably just be talking about wet roads at this point. My entire yard is flooded, says Christy. And I'm worried about the morning. Yeah, the morning commute definitely could be an issue. That's going to be the main highlight over the next 12 hours or so, is that the morning commute could be an issue. Now, the Parkway was preemptively shut down. I believe the Madison County Sheriff, I believe the sheriffs are in charge of the Parkway. Maybe the city's in charge of the Parkway. Either way, they shut down the Parkway at about 5 o'clock, so the cars you see there moving about are strictly on the access roads. If they shut down the Parkway, then I guess they don't have to worry about treating the Parkway. But the traffic seems to be moving smoothly on the access roads, so definitely a little bit of good news there. The cars seem to be zooming by at the speed limit. Can't really tell if the roads are drying out at all. Doesn't really look like it. You can kind of see some sort of a sheen on the road, so I would anticipate that the access road is still wet. The good news, though, is that it does appear that the traffic is moving rather smoothly. Now, this camera has been covered in raindrops over the last little bit, but I find it to be especially useful because of that car right there. This is 431. We would be looking into Huntsville. And Kevin, you know what? Kevin, go away. That's not very nice of you, Kevin. We don't deal with such negativity on my Facebooks, on the old Facebook Lives. You know, that's not very nice of you, Kevin. I will remind you of this not so nice thing you have done in the near future, the very near future. As a matter of fact, I might even just show up in a Mississippi State shirt. How's that? What are you going to do? Nothing. That's what you're going to do. You're going to do nothing. I'm going to show up in a Mississippi State shirt now. I might even make Adrian show up in a Mississippi State shirt. So, 431. Kevin's my uncle, so everybody be nice to him, even though he said a not so nice thing. Be nice to him. This is 431. This would kind of be pointed 431 north, heading into Huntsville. I really like this camera. Yes, I understand it's covered in raindrops, but as the cars pass by, it gives me a really good indicator of how the traffic's looking as we get ready to head up and over Montesano. So the opposite direction would be 431 south, like that car just came from the south going to the north, heading into Huntsville. And again, it looks like the traffic is moving relatively smooth, which I think at this point in the game is a good thing because the temperatures have kind of already started to fall off. So the fact that the cars seem to be moving with a level of ease is a good thing. Now, how long they're going to move with ease has yet to be determined, but that truck just passed on by. and it seems to be doing quite well. So we're going to consider that. We're going to consider that a good thing. We're going to consider that a little bit of a win. So I'm going to continue to watch this camera over the next several minutes. Here comes a car now. A little slower, but otherwise it seems like they're not moving overly slow. Current temperatures across the Tennessee Valley, and these are really important, right? And temperatures are going to continue to be important over the next several hours. Thank y'all for all y'all do. You're welcome, Sherry. Thank you so much for following along. I really appreciate that. That's very kind. 21 right now over in Florence, 20 in Russellville, 18 in Pulaski, 20 in Fayetteville. So those locations that are well below freezing, and again, at this point, we're talking about 10 to 12 degrees below freezing. Those locations are going to be the worst off. So Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin County, Giles, and Lincoln counties up in southern Middle Tennessee. I want to say it was Lincoln County specifically up in southern Middle Tennessee where they have just kind of pulled all their road crews off of the roads because driving conditions have become incredibly hazardous. They didn't want to risk the road crews as they should not. And then again, Colbert County's EMA just kind of posted that Colbert County is closed and all of their roads have been deemed impassable. Otherwise, 27 degrees right now at the Huntsville International Airport, 24 in Athens, 26 in Decatur, a pair of 27s, both Arab and Coleman. So these numbers are below freezing. Now I'm going to show you pavement temperatures here in a couple of minutes, and those numbers are likely going to be a couple of degrees higher. But not much. 27 in Huntsville is the air temperature. The pavement temperature might be 29 or 30. We'll see how close I am here in just a couple of seconds. 31 in Scottsboro, 33 in Fort Payne, 30 degrees right now in Albertville. Corey says multiple wrecks in Ardmore. Folks should just stay off the roads, honestly, up in southern Middle Tennessee especially. Right now, it's probably fine in Madison County and a lot of locations across North Alabama. It's probably fine. But up in southern Middle Tennessee and Northwest Alabama, there is genuinely no need to be on the roads. Angela said, oh, your comment went away. Let's see, just a minute. I'm going to find it again. Does the water freeze when the wind chill is below 32, even if the actual temperature is above? It's 19 wind chill now. So awkwardly enough, the wind would actually help things out a little bit. In a weird sort of way, it's actually going to help things out, or it can make things worse, or it can do a little bit of both at the exact same time. If the air temperature is above freezing, then the wind is going to help. It would help to dry the surface off, as long as there is nothing falling from the sky. Now, if the temperature is below 32, then the wind might actually make things worse. So it's kind of a give and take. The fact that the wind chill makes it feel like it's 19 degrees is kind of irrelevant in the scenario that you're suggesting. It's all about what is the air temperature. If the air temperature is below freezing, then the wind itself is going to help or is going to hurt. But if the air temperature is above freezing, then the wind is going to help. That's sort of a thing. Will roads in Arab and Coleman be icy in the morning? I do think there's a chance, Aisha. I hope I said your name correctly. Nope, I pronounce it wrong every time. I always miss the L. Alicia, I'm sorry. I do think that there is a chance that roads are going to be slick in spots, Arab and Coleman, in the morning. Donna says, thanks for the update. You're welcome. Kevin, during the recent Arctic air intrusion in North Alabama, surface temperatures remain below freezing for multiple consecutive days despite increasing. Why did you get this? And southwesterly flow aloft using a synoptic mesoscale analysis. Explain the mechanisms that allowed the cold dome to persist over the Tennessee Valley. Did you ask ChatGPT? That's rude. Why are y'all being mean to me? That's not nice. That's not nice. I trust a meteorologist as much as I can throw. I am a very trustworthy person. I am the most accurate, literally the most accurate. Then, Vicky, be nice to her. That's my aunt. Okay, we're gonna be nice to Becca and Kevin. They're my family. So, I suppose for a time being. They are allowed to make jokes, but I thank y'all for coming to my defense. That's very kind. Love you too, Becca. Anywho, everybody, be nice to Becca and Kevin. They're my family. Air temperatures, 27 in Huntsville, 27 in Arab, 27 in Coleman. I think we have covered those. I want to talk about pavement temperatures. Pavement temperatures are a little bit higher. Oh, I was right with the Huntsville. I said 29 or 30 degrees. 30 degrees are the pavement temperatures in Huntsville, 32 in Arab, 33 in Albertville, 34 pavement temperatures in Fort Payne. Being playful. I will find a form of appropriate revenge in T-minus less than 1 week. Just note that. I don't know what the appropriate revenge will be yet, but I have about a week to come up with appropriate revenge. So yeah, I'm very excited, by the way, to see you guys next week. So pavement temperatures. In some cases, pavement temperatures are actually above freezing. And that's a good thing. You know, Fort Payne, Albertville, Arab, Coleman, pavement temperatures are actually above freezing. And that's important because that means the wet roadways are not freezing over just yet. We're getting really close in Arab and Coleman and Albertville, but 34 degrees in Fort Payne. Now that's 2 degrees above freezing. That might not sound like a lot, but that actually is a lot once you're talking about 34 degrees. So over in, DeKalb County, Marshall County, I don't anticipate a lot of problems yet. Those problems are probably going to come over the next couple of hours. Even in Huntsville, pavement temperatures are right around 30 degrees. So when you're talking about 30 degrees, Shane's question is great. I really like Shane's question. That is a good one. When you're talking about a pavement temperature of 30 degrees, you're talking about some of the back roads that are not heavily traveled beginning to freeze over a little bit. But I would anticipate things like Governors are probably doing just fine. 72 is probably doing just fine. So if by chance you're going to be traveling on Governors or 72 over the next few hours, I would anticipate that those roads are probably going to be fine. Now, the same, however, cannot be said over in Northwest Alabama. Again, we're talking about some incredibly cold air over in Northwest Alabama, and the pavement temperatures are also a really good representation of that. And then up across southern Middle Tennessee. Just a second, y'all. I need to... I'm trying to turn off some notifications. I am getting notifications that I do not want to get on my phone. So I'm just going to turn them off. How do y'all determine pavement temperatures? Very good question. And they are determined in almost the exact same way that the air temperature is determined. The air temperature is determined by taking the temperature, of course, 6 to 9 feet above your head. That is typically where the air temperature is measured. Pavement temperatures are just simply measured lower to the ground. I bet you're hoping I have a more complex answer, Frank. I do not have a more complex answer. All of Lincoln County roads were closed as of 6 p.m. Do we have an update for Huntsville yet? I believe the only roads, Ramona, in Huntsville that are closed, I believe the Parkway. And I believe there is a street downtown that is closed. But otherwise, I believe the Parkway is the only thing that's closed. Jordan is a meteorologist, not Nostradamus. That's a good one. I really like that one. Anywho, what is the difference between and freezing lane? Say that again. I think you left out a word, Ramona. I think you left out a word in your comment section. So pavement temperatures in many cases still a couple of degrees above freezing with the exception of Northwest Alabama, but they've been the exception for about the last 36 to 48 hours, and they're going to continue to be the difference. Sleet and freezing rain. Sleet, when it comes in contact with the surface, falls in the form of tiny little pellets. A freezing rain is more of a glaze. So I like to use the donut analogy. Sleet is like sprinkles on top of a donut, and freezing rain is a glazed donut. That is the difference between sleet and freezing rain. So sleet is pebbles, freezing rain is more of a glaze. McKinley says, what about Muscle Shoals? If you are in Muscle Shoals, you should be home and you should stay home, and home is probably where you're going to be until we get to Tuesday afternoon. How many peppers did Peter Piper pick? He picked a pack of pickled peppers, I believe. That's how many. It was a pack of pickled peppers. If you are in the Shoals, you should just stay home. And you're probably going to be home through Monday. Temperatures are going to rise above freezing on Tuesday. Speaking of that, a cold weather advisory is going to be in place across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, the first of which is going to be 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Monday, and then again 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Tuesday. Now, this is not necessarily to account for daytime temperatures. Yeah, it's going to be cold during the day, but the bigger story here are going to be the temperatures at night. What about Section Alabama? Section, you're kind of at a higher elevation, so I would anticipate that roads are probably going to deteriorate semi-fast. So wherever you are at in Section, you should probably just stay there. I've also heard that folks over in that area might be getting a light dusting of snow, which could make matters worse. You might thaw out a little bit more, though, on Monday. You're going to thaw out more than our friends over in the Shoals. What is this? Jordan's comments on his lives are always entertaining. And you know, Karen, honestly, that's what I attempt to do. The lives should come with a fair bit of information, and I try to get that information across. But if we end up sitting here and talking for a half hour or 45 minutes because we are both getting the information across, but then also having a really good time, you know what? I'm good with that. As long as you end up getting the information. Do we have to worry anything on Wednesday in the Shoals? No, I would anticipate in the Shoals, by the time we get to Wednesday, we're probably doing pretty good. We're going to rise above freezing on Tuesday. We're going to get more sunshine Monday. We're going to get sunshine on Tuesday. Tuesday is really going to be the day of improvement. So I think over in the Shoals, by the time we get to Wednesday, we're going to be doing just fine. So the improvement will come. You're going to have to get through Monday, but then by the time we get to Tuesday, we're going to be doing much better. Overnight temperatures, these are tonight and then into Monday morning. Air temperatures are going to drop into the mid-teens across the Tennessee Valley. Some of us are going to try and drop into the upper single digits. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. If it does happen, it's going to happen up across southern Middle Tennessee. Maybe somebody sees 8 or 9 degrees up across southern Middle Tennessee, but I think that's going to be a far reach tonight. I don't think anybody's going to get there. Excuse me. For the most part, everybody is just probably going to drop into the teens. Could we see any more snow from the moisture over Arkansas, or will that be dry air by the time we get here? We are done with the snow, Paula. There's a couple of flurries flying over in northeast Alabama, but that's about it. Brandy says, thank you. That's my name. You're more than welcome. Nobody does the weather like Jordan, but don't tell Emily we love her too. I really like Emily too. She's great. I posted on my Facebook earlier today that Emily and I have been working together for 7 years this year, which seems like a very long time. So mid-teens tonight. I don't have a bus stop forecast for you just because I think almost all of the kids are either off or e-learning tomorrow. Extremely cold tomorrow afternoon. That's really all I got for that. We are going to get to enjoy a little bit of sunshine. Otherwise, temperatures climb into just the mid-20s. So it's going to be cold tomorrow. We're going to begin to wrap this thing up. We've been here for almost a half hour, so we're gonna wrap this thing up. Just got a city alert. Athens roads impassable. Will that be all day tomorrow? I don't necessarily think it's going to be all day tomorrow, but it's at least going to be the first half of the day, Darla. I would anticipate having problems out in Athens. If the roads are becoming impassable in any given location, I would anticipate that that's probably going to carry us through the lunch hour. You're welcome, Paula. Monday night, early and Tuesday morning, many of us are going to drop into the upper single digits. That is all but a certainty. We're not going to do it tonight, probably not going to do it tonight. But then as we head into Monday night, early Tuesday morning, I would anticipate that most folks are probably going to drop into the upper single digits. But then as we get to your Tuesday, we're going to climb into the mid and upper 30s, close to 40 degrees. So whatever does not improve on Monday afternoon, thanks to the sunshine and a little bit of a breeze, will definitely improve as we head into your Tuesday. And since you're here, I'll just give you a look at the next 7 days. There's 5 minutes left in the football game, by the way, which I'm really impressed that you're all here and not watching the football game. Or maybe you have the football game on. I don't know. But in case you're curious, Seattle is currently beating LA 31-27 with 5 minutes and 37 seconds left. So the next 7 days, 27 on Monday, 38 Tuesday, Wednesday. This is a really cold period as we get ready to close out the month of January. and head into the early days of February. 37, 33 Thursday, Friday, 32, 41 by the time we get to next Saturday and Sunday. So that's what I got for you guys. I'm going to, again, begin to wrap this up here in the next couple of minutes. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I want to show you this again. Plus, I also just kind of wanted to see if it was changing on my end. I'm not entirely sure how often this is going to change. Oh, see, okay, now that makes sense. And I imagine that's what a lot of people are doing, Ashley, is you've got the football game on the TV, but then you're also watching me on the phone. I wouldn't want you to put me on the TV. I don't think a Facebook Live would look very aesthetically pleasing on the TV, and that seems to be a popular thing that people are doing. So anyway, somebody just commented, Darla, that's who, right there, I see your comment, commented that she got an alert from the city of Athens that their roads are becoming impassable. So that's something we're going to want to pay attention to, and I think that could be a thing as we head into the overnight. I might step out and go look at the parking lot and see what's going on there. We'll check our cameras real quick, and then we'll begin to say goodbye. This is another look at the parkway. Again, only the access road is open, so if you don't see any traffic on the parkway, it's not because everybody is scared to drive on it. It is just simply because the parkway is closed. The access road is open. That car seems to be moving all right. Maybe a little bit slower, but they could just be taking extra precautions. And then we'll find, where's my clicker? There's my clicker. We'll have a good look at the Governor's Drive camera again, and I'll probably end here with the Governor's Drive camera, see if we can't get another car to drive by. I'm curious to know what 431/Governors looks like. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys. I will be on your TV. Here comes a car. They're moving well. I will see you guys on your TV tonight after Memory of a Killer. I believe that is what is on Fox after the football game, is a show called Memory of a Killer. And then we'll have Fox 54 News at whatever time Fox 54 News starts. And Valentina Chalala will be joining me, so you should come check that out. Anywho, stay inside, stay warm, and I will see you guys later.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then, stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush, fast-paced news updates featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime warrior style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look, to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app, available on Android and iOS devices, streaming 24/7.
Did you know that you can get weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus? Here's how. Go to Fox 54 Plus on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or Samsung. Once you're on the main screen, push the down arrow and click on the Fox 54 Plus Weather Impact 24/7 block. Here, you'll find radar, current temperatures and conditions, traffic cams, forecasts, and more, all available on demand. Want to get back to the main channel? Just push the down arrow and click on the 24/7 stream button. It's your weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus. Start streaming today.